can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I'll stamp on it. In a private plane, I'll lamp on it. Lele oh, then call me bank on it.
Good morning. Hey y'all. So today we're going to do a get ready with me and get to know me. So get to know me while I'm getting ready. I'm going to the city. I want to spend the day in the city, go to Angelina, Paris. It's like this Parisian cafe. And then I want to go to the MoMA, the Museum of Modern Arts. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so let's get ready and do my makeup while you get to know a little bit about me. So on my Instagram, I did ask y'all, whoever, questions. What do you want to know? Blah, blah, blah. So I do have those questions written down and we're just gonna answer that. So I'm going in with the e.l.f., y'all know, the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I'm actually currently having a really bad breakout. Mother Nature's about to pay me a visit soon. So I'm having a lot of cystic hormonal breakouts, which sucks, but it's cool. It is what it is. Okay, so one question was, what inspired you to start making videos? So I've actually always been into social media since it came out, and mind you, I was there when MySpace first started, so I'm that old. I'm as old as when Facebook launched and MySpace launched, and I had the account on MySpace. And then it was also there was another one, because it was MySpace, Facebook, and there was another account. I can't remember the name of it, but it was old school too. But anyway, so I've always been on social media, and I've always been a yapper. Always been a yapper, because when I was in school, I used to get in trouble for talking. So yeah, I just started making videos, so little bits and pieces about my life, being transparent about a lot of different things in my life. So I just was always making videos. It's not something that I was inspired to do. It was just something that just came naturally. Can you share a little bit about your background and where you grew up? So for those that don't know and those that do know, I actually was born in New York. I was born in New York. I'm going in with a eyebrow glue. Yeah. I was born in New York, and I left New York when I was 10, and we moved to Georgia. And we first moved to Cobb, lived in Cobb for about a year, and then we moved to the east side, Zone 6. Hey. So then I grew up, and I was raised on the east side of Atlanta. And went to Cedar Grove High School, Cedar Grove Middle School, Cedar Grove Elementary School. If you know, you know. That's where I grew up at. Atlanta raised me. Atlanta groomed me. Atlanta made me who I am. So that's just a little bit about, where I grew up at. I loved Atlanta. I loved Atlanta. But after a while, Atlanta just wasn't hitting. A lot of the things that I was seeing, a lot of things that was happening in Atlanta, Atlanta's not the same anymore. Atlanta is not the same. Oh, I'm going in with Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. This is actually a little too light for me. This is not my full, I'm not at my full winter shade yet. I still got at least another month before I'm pale. I'm pale now, but I still got a little while. But yeah, no, I absolutely love Atlanta. Atlanta's home. Atlanta is always home. But I found myself being very comfortable there, and I just didn't want that for myself. I didn't want to continue to be comfortable where I was. So, I had to skedaddle on out of there. Do I have any pets? I do. He's behind me. That's my boy Sonny. He is a Yorkie Bichon Frise mix. I I got him about a month ago. It'll be a month on the 27th, so it'll be a month on Sunday that I got my boy. And I love him with all my heart. That's my little. He's a menace to my life though. He's a puppy. He's nothing but 3 months, but he is a whole menace. But yeah, so we're still in the puppy training stages with him. He's learning a lot. I'm learning patience because Lord knows I need it with him. So yeah, that's my boy Sonny, and I might be getting another one. Not right now, not anytime soon, but I might be getting me another one just to keep him company. Just to keep my boy company. What are my go-to skincare and makeup products? So right now, I've tried a lot of different type of skincare products. Because as you know, like I have acne-prone skin because of some health issues that I have. I have PCOS and endometriosis. So I get a lot of like hormonal acne because my hormones are imbalanced. I've had endo basically all my life. I didn't get fully diagnosed until I had surgery for it back in 2011, 2012. When I had gotten surgery for it, I got got that done. And so I got that done. I got fully diagnosed then, and then a few years ago, I had my like hormones checked and blood work done, and I was borderline PCOS, meaning I basically have PCOS also. So yeah, so I have been through the ringer of like skincare products to help with my skin, and recently I have been loving Good Molecules. Good Molecules is a pretty clean product. If you ever use like, I think it's called the Yuka app, to see like how clean your products are, and it's actually really good. So Good Molecules, I use them. I don't use a whole lot on my, like for skincare. I don't use a whole lot. I'm very simple. Like I'll use a toner. I use a niacinamide toner. And then I use their lightweight daily moisturizer. And I use their eye cream. And I also use their pimple patches. Their pimple patches are really good, and it's actually cheaper than the Hero, the Mighty Patches, because the Mighty Patches are like $13 for only $24. But Good Molecules has a pack of like 60 for $9, and they're actually really good. So I use that, and then to cleanse my face, I use La Roche-Posay, their face wash line. So I keep it very, very simple with my skincare, and it actually works. Of course, when it comes to like my hormonal breakouts and whatnot, there's not too much that I can do for that, because it's my hormones, especially when it's like closer to that time of the month for me. There's really honestly nothing that I can do. I mean, I can drink like the teas and stuff, but it happens so much that I'm just like, it is what it is. I'll just deal with this breakout for like the next week and a half and call it a day. And then for my makeup, I keep it very simple. My foundations, depending on the time of the year, so like the summer I use skin tint, and then in the winter I'll do like a matte foundation, like the Double Wear Estee Lauder, because I like my skin goes crazy during the winter because it gets drier, so I end up breaking out more. So I break out more because of the change in weather, so the dry air, and then I break out because of hormones. So it's like my skin is honestly only good 1 week out of the month. That's it. I get 1 week where my skin is like, ooh girl, you looking good. Other than that, sis be like, yeah, no, you thought. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Eyebrow brush. Eyebrow brush, Jesus, what is happening? Eyebrow pencils, like $3. It gets the job done. And then I also do, so for concealers, I used to use the e.l.f. concealer, but it used to crease a whole lot for me, and I could never get the correct shade for their concealers. So right now, I tried the Hourglass. I really liked that Hourglass concealer, it was just a little too thick. Now, if you want like a beat down, use the Hourglass, things like the Veil, no, that's the foundation. The Hourglass concealer. But right now I'm using the Fenty Beauty concealer, and I actually really like it. And I got the travel size, and travel size, I got it maybe like a month ago, and it's actually lasting me quite a bit. So I use that, and then I use e.l.f. cream blush. I use drugstore products for majority of my makeup outside of my foundation. I like to spend a little bit more money on my foundation because they have a better shade range than drugstore foundations, because a lot of the times, because I have a very mixed, I have a very weird undertone. I have an olive undertone, like a neutral undertone, but it's olive, and it's olive, but it's like a mixture. So it's like some olives can be too dark, and then some can be too light. So granted, I can sit here and get a neutral shade of a foundation, but then it can come out too pink, or it can come out too like orange because it oxidizes. So it's very weird. Sometimes I have to buy 2 foundations just so I can get a good color match, but the double wear seems to be pretty good so far. And then the skin tint, the skin tint, I do have to mix them because I have to do a light and a medium to get my actual shade, because I'm like in between. It's weird, I'm in between shades. So yeah, so then that's really it. And then I also like the One Size setting spray. Your makeup's not going anywhere. Your makeup is not going anywhere if you use that One Size setting spray. Like, it will stay on there for days. When I first used it, I used a skin tint, but then I also, that's filthy, I was walking around a hot New York summer day, and my makeup did not crease, it did not go anywhere. So I live by that, but it is a bit pricey. It's like $40 for the big can, and depending on how frequently you use it, you're gonna end up probably using it twice a month, like buying 2 bottles a month, depending on how frequently you use it. What's your favorite food or comfort meal? So my favorite food is pizza. I love me a good New York slice. I love me a good New York slice, and I love a good Krispy Kreme donut. Those are my comfort foods. And then outside of that, if I was to like really like an actual meal, oh, give me some fried chicken, some collard greens, some cornbread with some honey butter, and some macaroni and cheese. Yes. Give me that. That's a meal. That's a comfort meal. But food, like just a regular food item, I would say pizza. Give me a good a New York slice. Yes, I will forever eat that. How do I usually spend my weekends? I don't really do anything. I don't go out. I go to work, I come home, and I'll go to the gym. That's really it. The weekends, I'm running errands because I can't do it during the week. I'm spending time with my pup, and I'll go to the gym. I might walk to a park, to the park up the street from me. But other than that, I don't do too much. I'm not outside like that. I don't go out. Like when I was back in Atlanta, yeah, I used to go out. But here, because I'm so drained from my commute and from, work during the week, that on the weekends, all I want to do is just be like to myself and not do anything. That's me on the weekends. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll go out. Like I might go out once a month, maybe once every other month. I'll probably go out because it's expensive out here. It's expensive to go out. Like literally going out, you're spending a minimum between commute and then the actual whatever you're doing, and then if you're getting food and drinks and all that stuff, you're spending a minimum of $100. So I don't go out that frequently. No, I'm trying to save my coins. It's a little too expensive out here. But yeah, no, I'm very, very much to myself. I don't really go out like that. Plus, since I'm in a new city, I I don't really have friends like that out here close to me. The one friend that I had, she's moving back to Florida. So, yeah. Oh, I'm cleaning up my eyebrows with the concealer. She's moving back to Florida, so really don't have anyone to hang out with now that's in my area. And I know, like, for me to, be able to hang out more and, like, find people, I have to go out. So, yeah. But, like, I get in those moods where it's just, like, I want to go out, and then I'm like, don't feel like socializing. But I'm I'm good by myself. Like, I'm okay, being alone and not being outside. And I enjoy my own company. I've always been like that. Like, I've never been the type that I had to be around people. I had to go out. I had to be seen. Like, my entire life, I've always been to myself. But when I do go out, I go out and I'm a ball. Once I warm up to you and, I'm letting loose, I'm a ball. What? Just ask my friends. But the thing is, I don't like to overextend myself and my energy because I give so much of my energy during the week at work. I like to stay to myself, but I should make some new friends out here. I need to go out. Oh, they got that thing called like Bumble Friends or something like that. I could download that maybe and see. Or I could make a TikTok and be like, hey, I want to make friends. I'm in the Jersey City, New York area. Want to hang out. I mean, I could do that. But then again, I don't be social like that. I don't know. It's weird because, like, I want to be hanging out with people and I want to get to know people and make friends and stuff. And then it's just like, I don't know. I don't really, not saying I don't care, but like, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy. I'm also in front of my window. I'm in front of my window, and where I'm placed in my apartment building, I'm like in the middle of like, what do you call it? Like the pool's right there, and then the barbecue places, like barbecue spots are across. So it's nothing but apartments and their windows all around. So if anybody open up their window, they probably looking at me, talking to myself. That's fine. That is okay. What's something on your bucket list that you really want to accomplish? I do want to finish school. I've been in and out of school for the longest, because life been lifing. And I honestly was never really focused on school because I'm such a workaholic that I will sit here it was one time in my life where I was working 3 jobs. I was working 3 jobs and I was in school. But I'm just always on go, and I like to work. I'm a workaholic, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But I prioritize working because I wanted to be adult too soon and, be in a relationship and then get my own place. And that made it a lot more difficult for me being in school. And I also never really knew, straight out of high school, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I was listening to everyone else. I mean, I kind of did know what I wanted to do. When I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer, which isn't something that, isn't out of reach. Like, I could still, finish my degree and then go to law school, like, if I wanted to. But I also wanted to be a radio host. I wanted to be a radio host, but I was listening to everybody else when what they said that I should go to school for and all these things. And I was listening to them, and I really wasn't, doing what I wanted to do when it came to school. So, life lifed, and I was in and out, but then also a lot of other things was happening within my life that was like a distraction and made it a lot more difficult. But I do plan on going back and to finish my degree and further the education. I don't want to say what I want to do because I don't want to put that out there until it's actually done. But that is on my bucket list, is to finish, get my degree and finish school and whatnot. What's my favorite TV show or movie? My favorite movie is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is my favorite movie. That one and Grease. I love Ferris Bueller and I love Grease. And I'm not really one to be into musicals like that. But those two are my absolute favorite movies. I like the whole 1950s themed, 1960s theme from Grease. And then Ferris Bueller. I don't know. I just like old school movies. It's crazy. The new movies now just don't hit the same. They don't hit the same at all. But that's my favorite movie. My favorite TV show, Abbott Elementary. I really like Abbott Elementary. It's hilarious. And I don't really laugh at shows like that. It takes a lot for me to laugh at like a comedian or somebody who's trying to be funny or something that's trying to be funny. So yes, Abbott Elementary is actually my favorite TV show. But the thing is what's also crazy is that I don't really watch TV like that. I don't watch TV like that. I come home, I basically decompress. I'm going in with the NYX Wonder Sticks, a contour stick. This is a universal color, so it goes with like anybody. Yeah, so I don't really watch TV like that. You'll catch me watching TV once in a blue. I usually just have it playing for background purposes, like background noise. That's it. So yeah, I really don't watch it, but when I do watch it, I'll probably, watch a couple of episodes and then that's it. Do you have a favorite book or author? I do. So my favorite author growing up was James Patterson. So I got into him when I was in, I think like ninth grade. That my cousin, he got me into James Patterson, my dad's cousin. So he got me into James Patterson, and by that he introduced me to Kiss the Girls, which that book there, they made a movie out of it. But Kiss the Girls was a good book, and that really got me into psychological thrillers. Because I was a huge Harry Potter. I still love me some Harry Potter. But that was the first series of books that I ever read. Because the thing is that growing up, I was always getting in trouble. If you know, you know. No, really, if you know, you know. If you went to middle school with me and high school with me, you know I was always getting in trouble. Always. I was always on punishment. So, yeah, I was always getting in trouble for something. So I had nothing but to read. So my parents bought me the Harry Potter series for Christmas one year because I wanted it. And I was always into, I was a very creative and imaginative kid growing up. And they bought me that book and I read all the series. I didn't get to read the last two books. I should still. But yeah, Harry Potter was what I read growing up. That was actually my favorite book series. But as an adult, James Patterson got me into psychological thrillers. And now my favorite author is, what's her book at? What's this girl name? Frida McFadden. Her writing skills, I got my stack of books in front of me on my windowsill. But Frida McFadden, girl, she can write. She will have you engaged. So her book, The Housemaid, 10 out of 10. That book was so good. And then also Giving Flowers to Geneva Rose. She's a really good writer too. But I'm really into psychological thrillers because it keeps you guessing. It keeps you thinking. I'm like a who did it? Why did you do it? Type of person. And 9 times out of 10, I can probably guess who did it in the beginning. Within the first maybe 3 or 4 chapters, I'll know who did it. And I think that's another reason why I'll probably be a good lawyer. Because I like to try and figure things out. It keeps your mind engaged. I cannot do romantic comedy or romantic books, and things of that sort. I'll read self-help books every once in a while, like Jay Shetty. I like his book, To Think Like a Monk, How to Think Like a Monk, or something like that. His first book, that was a really, really good book, like a self-help book. But outside of that, I am in psychological thrillers because I like to think. I can't do the whole, sad, lovey-dovey. I can't even do that with movies. Like, give me a good horror movie to watch. Do you prefer mornings or nights? I am actually it's crazy. So being productive, I'm more productive at night. Because I will literally lay around. Not lay around, but I'll do a little bit of cleaning. I'll do this, that, and the third during the day. But if I want to get work done, for some reason I get a bunch of energy to do it at night, which is really weird. I think it's my ADHD. I'm also undiagnosed with ADHD. I had gotten a prescription from it for a psychiatrist years ago, but my insurance at the time, it had me go through this entire process I was supposed to go to, but in order for me to get the prescription, I was just like, fuck it. I don't feel like it. It's too much. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so see. Yeah, so I'm more productive at night for some reason. It's in the morning, so especially I already have to think for work during the day, all day. As soon as I wake up, I'm having to think for work because people are texting me and asking questions and whatnot. So it takes me a while. I'm look, I can't function until 9 o'clock. Please don't make me think until then. Do not make me think until 9. I'm going in with the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in Peach Perfect. So yeah, I'm more productive. I prefer mornings because I like to just get everything out the way. And I like to wake up. My body just automatically wakes up early anyway. I like to, relax and do all the things in the mornings. Oh, hello, light. But as in being productive, I am more productive at night for some reason. Until but there's a cap. Because by 9 o'clock, I'm tired. So my good productivity time, I noticed that I'll get more energy between, I would say 4 or 5 o'clock until about 8:30. That's my good time of okay, I know this is the time where I can get some work done, and I'll get it done during that time. What's your favorite way to express your creativity? I actually like to take pictures. I've always been creative with my pictures and whatnot. Growing up, I used to do my own photo shoots and everything growing up. I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if y'all remember, but back in 2011, they had the No Hate campaign going. No Hate campaign going. So I did I came up with this whole thing where it was my hair was out. I had tape over my mouth that said no hate, and I was in this colorful outfit, I think I was, and I had brass knuckles in my hand, and it was crazy. I took that in the bathroom of my parents' house. Yeah, so I'd always, even for my birthdays and whatnot, I'm always coming up with different concepts for pictures and photo shoots and whatnot. So I would say that I'm more my favorite way to my favorite way to express my creativity, I would say, is through photos, is through pictures. What's your dream travel destination? My dream travel destination, I would say, is Italy. I want to go to Italy. It's such to me, it gives a very soft, relaxed vacation. Everybody wants to go to the beach. People say, oh, I want to go to Bora Bora. I want to go. A beach is a beach. Clear water is clear water. I've been to plenty of beaches. Cool. But that old, European vibe, that relaxed vibe of Italy. Yeah, that's my dream. That's my dream big travel destination, which would be Italy. Who are your biggest inspirations or role models? So my biggest inspiration is my mama. It's my mama. I'm gonna put your, I don't know if she gonna see this, but I'm gonna put your business out there, girl. So I'm sorry. But my mom is my biggest inspiration. She, of course, had me at a very, very young age, and you know, she had me at a very young age. She did, you know, she still graduated high school. She went to college, you know, doing it all on her own. And, you know, my daddy was in the picture. But, yeah, she did it all on her own. And, you know, now, you know, moved to another state, moved up within her company. She's been with her company for like, what, 25 years almost? Or yeah, 25 years. And she now has been promoted to VP at her company. And that is a big ass inspiration. Like, you went from being a teenage mama to you are VP for your company. What? And the thing is, one thing about my mama, she not gonna let now one man, not one circumstance, nothing, get in the way of her career, her education, her money, nothing. So big ups to my mama. She is my inspiration. I want to be like her when I grow up, when it comes to like my career, and not letting, you know, adversity, or what the heck is that? Not letting adversity or anything get in the way of, you know, what I need to do and who I am. So you go, girl. Congratulations on your promotion, Miss VP. Yes. So yeah, so my mama, she is my biggest inspiration. What's a fun fact about you that most people don't know? So a lot of people don't know that I'm an artist. I actually, I'm an artist. I draw, I paint, I draw. My niche is portraits, graphite. That's what I do. Oh, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty translucent powder in Pound Cake. I am an artist. I like to draw. I like to paint. I've always been, like I said, I've always been creative. But I started drawing when I was younger. So another fun fact is that my dad used to draw, and his grandmother was an artist. She actually has a book, an art book. She's a published artist. She's from Texas, and really she's from Germany. But she moved to Texas, and yeah, she was an artist. She has an art book, and then my dad is an artist, and he used to draw growing up, and then I was drawing when I was growing up. But I didn't really start getting really big at my, like really good at my drawings until high school. When I took my AP art class with Ms. Adams Gibson. Hey girl, I don't think you want to see this, but yes, she is the one who got me into, well, got my drawing better, got my art skills better. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so she helped me out with getting my art skills better. And it honestly took like a year. It was like a year for me to up my art skills. And I did have a couple of commission pieces, especially during the pandemic. I had a few commission pieces that I did. The ones that I did during the pandemic were more of like abstract. So I did a lot of spray paint with paint, like different mediums. I'm going in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer. So I did a couple of commission pieces during the pandemic, and then I did a couple of like my own pieces that I kept. And then one of them, my best friend has one of them in her place that I gave her one. And then I have a lot of my art is still at my parents' house back in Georgia, because I couldn't fit in my car when I left. So they still have my artwork. And then my aunt has a couple of my paintings as well hung up. And the thing is crazy because like the paintings that I had, I was like gonna get rid of them. Like it was either unfinished or I just didn't really care for them. And she was like, can I have them? I'm like, go ahead, girl, take them. So she has them hung up. Shout out to you. She has my artwork hanging up in her house. And yeah, so that's a fun fact about me that a lot of people don't know, that I'm actually an artist. Like, I'm really a creative. Have I lost touch with my creativity when it comes to that? I have, because, you know, being an adult, you know, you kind of lose touch, which is sad. You kind of lose touch with like the things that you used to do growing up and your hobbies and whatnot, because life is always on go, especially now for us, because you know, a lot of us are having to work multiple jobs, or we have kids now. So we don't really take the time to tap into what we used to do to get our minds off of things, which I honestly want to get back to doing eventually. I probably will. I just got about all the supplies and stuff, because when I tell you all of my stuff was left in Atlanta, all of my stuff, like all of my artwork and everything, I might bring it back with me. Do you want kids? So like I said before, I have endometriosis and PCOS, so it's very, very difficult for me to have children. Very difficult for me to have kids. So I tell myself no, that I don't. Maybe if I was with the right man and I felt stability with that man and I felt trust and basically trust with that man, and I know that I will not be left on the side of the road and stuck with a child, because that is a fear of mine, is being a single mother. A fear of mine is being a single mother, because I can't, no. So, I mean, granted, I mean, I could have a kid and marry that man and still be a single mother, but I would rather, you know, marry that person and, you know, have a child. Like, I don't want to have a child out of wedlock. I don't. You're not baby mama in me. It's not happening. But then there's also times where I'm like, life be life, and life is expensive. And if I know that it's a little difficult for me having to add in another human being to take care of for the rest of my life, like that's another factor as well. Because there's other things that people think, like, you know, I wanna leave, you know, my mark on this world and my legacy and my lineage and all these things. But there's more to it with having a child. Like, it's not just, ooh, Sonny. It's not just, you know, I'm gonna have a kid and, you know, yay, I'm a parent. No, like, children are time consuming, money consuming. Like, they can test your patience, and it can be mentally draining, and you sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice mentally, you sacrifice financially. And it's just like, those are things you have to factor in when it comes to having a child. So it's like, I'm pretty selfish with my time. I'm pretty selfish with my time and my money. And it's just like, I know I will be an amazing, amazing mother. I know that for a fact. And those around me have even said it, like, you'll be an amazing mother. But at this point in my life right now, I don't think that's something that I'm ready for. Granted, I'm 33, about to be 34. But I don't know. Maybe that one person might come along and I will change my mind about me wanting children. But yeah, no, I'd rather me know that I'm good mentally and financially before I bring another life into this world. Because I'm not going to sit here and trauma dump or any of the things onto my child, or bring my child into a situation that is not good for them and it could have been prevented. I'm not going to have my child struggling mentally, anything, because just for the sake of saying I have a kid. No, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. What was your inspiration for moving? So it wasn't inspiration for me moving. Well, kind of. So basically, I was a waitress for like 12 years. I was a waitress in and out of school and working multiple jobs, but I knew that I did not want to stay there. I'm not a complacent person at all. I'm not a complacent person at all. I like to move up. And one day I was working, I was hostessing at a restaurant, and this woman came up to me and was just like, she loved my service, she loved my vibe, all the things. She was like, do you want a job? And I was just like, well, what's the job? And she told me, I was like, well, how much is the pay? And at the time I was already waitressing, but the thing is that, yes, I loved waitressing. I loved my job, I loved the flexibility, I loved the easy money, all the things. But I knew that it wasn't stable. And I was getting older, you know, I was living with my roommate, my best friend, and then I had moved back home. But I knew that, like, I didn't want to keep doing that. Like, what? No, I'm not going to sit here and keep living at home. Like, I want to move back out, all the things. So, where's my, so I got the job with that company, which is still my current company. And I was there for about 10 months before I got my promotion. And during those 10 months when I started that job, I was already getting certifications, like online certifications for project management and all the things, because I knew I wanted to be a manager. Like, I knew I wanted to have a leadership role. That's just what I've always wanted. I always wanted a leadership role. And I had applied for other leadership roles, like prior, for like another company that I was working for and whatnot. But of course I didn't get it. And my thing is, I'm very much so the type of person that it's just not your time. It's just not your time. Your time will come. So I still kept going at it. You know, I kept going through life. And of course I had pressure, you know, from, you know, my mom and from those around me saying, well, you need to figure things out. You know, you're getting older. You got to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, I know I have to figure it out. It's not something that I don't know. But I'm not going to, because I've allowed pressure from those around me in other aspects of my life, especially when it came to like school, my schooling and everything. And honestly, like, it just put me into certain situations that could have been prevented, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, so then I was getting certifications while I was working and whatnot. And then one day I went to my manager and I was just like, I want to be a manager. Like, what steps do I need to take to become a manager? And she was just like, talk to the director and, you know, just have, you know, a little chit chat, a little meeting with her and just ask her like what steps to take. Tell me why I asked, and when you ask, you shall receive, because she was just like, so how mobile are you? And I was just like, I'm pretty mobile. She was just like, there's a management position opening up in Philly. Apply. And I'm like, I was like, what? She was like, apply. I was just like, okay. Mind you, I have a type A personality. I like things to be planned out. If I know that I am not ready, I'm not going to do it. So I'm just like, I told my manager, I was just like, well, she said to apply, and she was like, do it. And I'm like, but I don't have the money. I don't, like, I've never been here before. I don't know anybody should do it. And she was like, just do it. And I'm just like, okay. So I applied, did the interview and everything, and I got the position. And I was just like, but wait, I'm like, I'm not financially there to move. She was like, you will figure it out. Take it. Promise. Like, just take it. And I'm just like, fuck it. So I took the promotion. I literally had a week. I had 1 week to find a place to stay, to figure out the transportation from where I live to get to where I need to go for work, and how to move. So 1 week, and I packed up everything in my car and I moved. I literally moved within a week's notice to Philly. Yeah, so that was the first promotion. And then, and the thing is, like, I knew I didn't want to be in the Philly, Delaware area long. I knew I was only there for work. And the thing is that I originally wanted to go to Chicago. My plan was to stick with the hotel that I was working at and the current company because they both had locations in Chicago. And I was going to transfer over and then figure it out. I had a whole plan. I was going to move a year later, right? Before I had got that promotion. No, that didn't happen. So then while I was in Philly, after a while, like I got comfortable in my position and whatnot. And I was working there, and then I was just like, I want to move up. I want more money. Money was the motivation. I was just like, this ain't enough. This isn't enough. So money was the motivation. And another position, a colleague of mine had told me about a position that had came up in New York. And I was just like, I never thought about moving back home. I never thought about moving back home to New York. Never did. And I was just like, should I take it? So I told one of my friends about it, and he was just like, take it. And I'm like, what? It's New York. Like, what? He was like, take it. And I was just like, right. So I applied, did the interview, and I got it. That was my second promotion. That's my current position now, is in New York. And that was honestly my inspiration or motivation, was moving up, because I don't like to be complacent. Because, like, you know, eventually I'm going to want to move up further, whether it's with my company or whether it's with another company. But I am not a complacent type of person. You know, I might, you know, chill for a little bit, but I'm always looking for the next move. I'm always looking for another level, you know, whether it's with school, whether it's with any type of certification. I'm always wanting to learn. I'm always wanting to try something new. I'm always wanting to level up it. I'm not going to stay the same. I'm sorry. I'm not going to stay in one area. Cause like there's other like certifications and stuff that I want to get that's outside of what I currently do. Just to have things under my belt and just to, you know, expand my knowledge. And that's probably also the ADHD. It's also probably the ADHD. But yeah, so that was my inspiration, was basically just, you know, wanting to level up in life. And that's how I ended up in Philly, and that's how I ended up back here in New York. Well, I'm in Jersey City, but I work in New York. So yeah, so that's that. Confess your crush on here. Never. No, I don't have a crush. Oh shit. I don't have a crush. No. Oh, I'm going in with a broken highlighter. Yeah, no. Y'all, I've gotten to a point where y'all ain't gonna know my crush no more. Cause I'm gonna get played in not in peace, but I'm gonna get played in the background. I'm just playing. I don't even put that on me. I'm not gonna put that on me. No, God has my person coming. Whether he's currently in my life or whether he is on his way. But yeah, I'm not confessing my crush on here. Not at all. Do you believe in second chances? I do. I believe, because trust me, I've given people more than two or three chances. I do believe in second chances, because the thing is that people are in different places of their lives. Mentally, at least. They're in different places of their lives. And they can make a mistake and then realize that they made a mistake and they want to do better. Now, if I do give you a second chance to do better and you mess up again, then that's a different story. That means that you're just playing and you're not trying to learn. That's just who you are. That's your character. Like, if you are a cheater, a liar, and you're constantly cheating and lying and constantly messing up, that's just not a mistake. That's just who you are. That's who you are as a core, as your character, as your person. That's just you, and I'm not dealing with it. Have somebody else do it, because I'm not. But no, I do. I'm going in with the Essence gel eyeliner in Silky Nude. This makes your eyes pop. So yes, I believe in giving second chances. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has to realize when they mess up, but you have to let that person know, like, yo, you messed up. Don't do this again. And yeah, now after that, I don't really know. That's just who you are. And I'm not dealing with it. You ever visit Georgia, you're pretty fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yes, like I said earlier, I was raised in Georgia. I don't ever plan on moving back. That's not my portion. That's not something I plan on doing. Don't get me wrong, home is home. But I don't see myself ever moving back to Georgia. Now, if I do move back south, it would be like Texas. If I was to move back south, I'll move back. I'll move to Texas. But if I'm staying up here, up north, or anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line, then it's either I'm staying here or I'm moving to Chicago. It's one of the two. So it's either stay here, move to Chicago, or I'm going to Texas. Who was the last dude you talked to? My guy best friend, the one who is a other menace to my life. So I talked to him. Yes, I have a guy best friend. I have two guy best friends. One is a claimed, unclaimed best friend. He is currently deployed in Saudi Arabia. He is a complete menace to my life. I just want him to know that. He is a complete menace. He annoys me every single day. But yeah, no, he is currently deployed. But yeah, he's a very, very close friend of mine. We talk almost on a daily basis. And then I have my guy best friend who keeps me in line and also makes sure that I don't stay complacent and I'm always leveling up in some way. So shout out to him, my fellow earth sign. Oh, they're both earth signs because they both do the same thing. They both be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You need to level the fuck up. I'm just like, I appreciate y'all. That's why I love earth signs, because it's just like, we're always want to level up. Like, we're always working. We're always grinding. We're always like, learning something. So both of my guy friends are always keeping me on my shit. How is it that your inner beauty is just as attractive as your outer? Oh, thank you. I would say that I don't allow, now don't get me wrong, life be lifing, but I've gotten to a point where I'm trying not to allow my outside circumstances affect who I am at my core and who I am as a person. I'm spraying my face with the ceramide Fix Skin Protect Fixing Spray from Makeup Revolution. I try not to allow I try not to allow, outside circumstances change who I am. I don't allow people to change who I am, because when I was in my where is the top? I don't know. Anyway, when I was in my 6-year-long relationship, some things happened there. Not to really talk about that because that's done. That was years ago. I was essentially changing who I was to appease that person, to live up to who he wanted. Granted, some things, was all in good nature for what he wanted, but all in all, I was changing who I was, and that broke me in some, because before that, I would, what? A man trying to tell me what, like, not what to do, but like trying to change me or break me? That was never happening. But I don't know what it was about that relationship, but and there was other instances where, I was trying to change who I was to appease a man, and that's because I wasn't in a good place mentally. But now that I know who I am, I enjoy who I am, I love who I am, and I would never change me for anyone ever again. And I try to keep my mental at a good place and doing a lot of things for myself, because if you don't enjoy who you are, then you're gonna sit here and mold yourself for other people to enjoy you, and you'll never enjoy yourself. You'll always be in this loop of appeasing people and trying to be what other people want you to be. And I just been through a lot in my life that have broken me different ways that I had to rebuild myself in many different ways. And that has made me who I am. And I always give other people grace. I always, you know, say, well, maybe that person, you know, is going through this or going through that. But giving yourself grace and giving other people grace, you know, it makes you a beautiful person inside and out. But I would say, you know, going through the things that I went through in life that broke me in different ways, and me having to rebuild who I am and relearn who I am, has made me, I guess, my inner beauty just as attractive as my outer. But thank you for saying that I am attractive and I'm beautiful. I'm not gonna say I enjoy compliments. Like, you know, I'm just like a freaking vain person. Are you currently dating or in a relationship? No. I'm not. I've gone on dates. I have gone on a few dates. Excuse me. I have, oh, Jesus. I have gone on a few dates since I've been here. Hey! No! No. Sonny is getting into his terrible twos. Oh no. Get away. Back to the question. Have I been on dates, or am I dating a relationship? I have. I've been on dates, been on a few. And no, I'm not currently in a relationship. I'm not currently dating anyone. One, dating just like drains you. Excuse me. Dating drains you after a while, and I like to take breaks in between dating people, like going on dates, because I like to regroup. I'm sorry, but I like to regroup. So no, I'm not in a relationship. I would like to be in a relationship. That would be nice, you know. But right now, that's not where God has me. God does not have me in a relationship right now, because he has other things that he wants me to do and to accomplish. So yes, I'm enjoying my time. I'm enjoying my, you know, my job and my new life and everything. So I am okay with not being in a relationship. But when God sends that person, then it will be. But until then, I'm okay. I am okay. Yeah. So no one's dusty son. No one's dusty son is stressing me out, and I like that. I love that for me. I do. I had to take a quick intermission because Sonny was being a menace. He's tearing up his pee-pee pad. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying. No, God just doesn't have that for me right now. So, and that's fine. That is okay. Granted, I haven't been in a relationship since 2017. Which is fine. Which is okay. That is okay. That is just fine. God just has other things that he wants from me right now, and he wants me to do. So until then, like I said, until he sends my person, the man he has for me, I'm okay. Oh, this foundation is way too light. It's entirely too light. I'm looking in the mirror right now. This is my winter color. I honestly don't even know what I'm about to do to my hair. I really don't. I think I might just do some beach waves. I don't know. We're gonna figure this out. But yeah, so those are all of the questions that I have, and getting to know me a little bit. So I will see you all when I'm done with my hair and I get dressed. Bye. So I just realized I never did an outro to the video. But yes, that was the get ready with me, chit chat, get to know me. a little bit about myself. So until next time, until the next video, I will see y'all later. Bye.